One.
Hello, everybody. So today is February. What's today? Second, third, fourth? I don't know. It's February. What's the date, Lohit?
It's probably the 4th, I'm guessing, because 2nd was the new comic book day.
You're wrong. It's the third.
Oh, yeah, really? Okay, it's the 3rd then. Okay. In Australia, it's the 4th. In India, it's the 4th. Don't complain.
But you're in Europe and I'm here in America. It's still the 3rd for us.
That's true.
Anyhow, hello everybody. How are you doing? How are my friends over on internet land doing? I am of course Ben, and Lohit's over there in Germany until next week, maybe. We'll talk about that in the post show if he. Anyways, welcome back to our. Is it next week?
The background is going to change.
Maple leaf, right?
Words. I've said that before several times, and it's remained the same. So you never know.
Anyhow, welcome back to our Wednesday New Comics Haul, and as always, we start off with DC Comics. Lohit, you're our DC guy. So, what is your first book that you bought and read?
The first book I had to buy, like there was no doubt in my mind because I will buy this no matter what, and that's Dark Knights of Steel issue number 4.
Me too.
Tom Taylor, yay! So yeah, it's a great issue. It's carrying the story.
Like I said, your boy Tom Taylor has not let me down when it comes to these Elseworld story where he gets a little more leeway. And that's this one, same thing. Amazing.
Absolutely. Kill crushes it. It's an origin story of the Batman of this world, like how he's born, how he comes to this thing, and also a backstory for Superman's parents. So what did Jor-El do? What did Lara do when they actually landed on Earth? So it's a great issue. There's a lot of action. There's a lot of emotion. The artist changes in this one. So it's not done by Yasmin Putri. It's done by somebody called Bengal, and I think he did a fantastic job too. Yasmin Putri is amazing, but then I think Bengal did like a good job. So I was overall happy with this issue, and of course, it's a total recommendation from me. It is one of the top books DC's, giving us its 4 out of 12 now. So a lot of more issues to come from this one. So
it's also a recommendation from me as well. I really enjoyed this book. And one thing they do introduce is a character, a major DC character. We haven't, we're wondering where is this character, and this character, of course, is Green Lantern. They actually, they have this version of Green Lantern finally appear in this book, and it's very interesting about who he is and what his origin is, and how he plays into the, both Bruce Wayne and the Kent family. Not the Jor-El, the Owls.
Yep. And he's called the Green Guy or something, the Green Man. So, you're going to be surprised when you actually go through the issue. And it's fun.
Absolutely. Thumbs up from both of us.
Thumbs up, man. Total thumbs up. Okay. Next what do I have next? So the next DC book I have is Batman, number 120.
Oh, man. I dropped this book. I heard it's really good, though. Did you like it?
It gets better. So it's basically the aftermath of what happens in the previous issue, wherein he's injured badly by this character called the Abyss. And it's more, whenever Batman gets injured and, he's like completely trying to escape and cops are all behind him and all. This is one of those kind of issues. And there's this female cop who's helping him out there in this new land where he is. And it is they give you a lot of survival instincts of Bruce Wayne, and there's also Mr. Lex Luthor who's also there, who's helping out the Batman Incorporated, and he's still there. This run now, I wouldn't say that it's like the best Batman I've ever read, but it's getting better slowly at a snail's pace. So I will still find out, I'm still curious to find out where it goes. How does it do? What does it do after the first arc also? But for now, it's okay. It's just good enough to keep my curiosity.
Okay.
I wouldn't say it's a thumbs up, but it's neutral. So.
Okay. I'll get to it one day.
Yep. Okay. What is the next book? So the next book is it's basically a character. It features a character whom you're watching on HBO Max.
Harley Quinn. Are you buying Harley Quinn again? Stop buying Harley Quinn.
No, it's Suicide Squad, and the character is Peacemaker. So he does make an appearance. It's not all about him. So this is basically the Suicide Squad run, wherein Amanda Waller is trying to collect all superhumans, all supervillains and superhumans from different multiverses. So Earth 3, Earth 8, and all of those places. So she's getting the Black Siren, she gets Bloodsport from one universe and trying to amass an army, and she wants to take over Earth 3. But there is one guy, who fights for truth, justice, and the American way. And that's not Superman, but that's Rick Flag, who goes against her. And he's forming his own Task Force X. And, he goes against Amanda Waller. So it's basically All Out War, part 1. And it's a very interesting issue. I've been following this thing since issue 1. And this one has been quite good. So there are a lot of characters which are thrown in here. If you jump in the middle, you won't follow anything. Yeah. But then you need to read the previous issues. But it's good escapism. It's it's a battle royale between Amanda Waller's Suicide Squad and Rick Flag's Suicide Squad. And Peacemaker is part of Rick Flag's Suicide Squad.
Okay.
So yeah.
What else you got? You got any more of the DC books?
I have a lot of them. So so this is one. Then I have the Multiversal book, which basically is the continuation of another crisis, probably. So that is so that's basically Dr. Multiverse, and so yeah. So this is basic again. So this is one of those continuity of Infinite Frontier. They went into Justice League Incarnate. It's probably it's complete. It takes place in the multiverse. This is Dr. Multiverse on the cover, and this issue does a lot of storytelling, exposition of what went down in the DC universe, in all of the crises, and how we came to where we are now. So there is basically the Great Darkness, which is basically opposite of light, and the Great Darkness is something which is trying to consume everything. Darkseid is the only person who can control the Great Darkness. And now, instead, so the roles have been reversed. So he's now the hero of the story, and our, our protagonists or our Justice League Incarnate are trying to now help Darkseid in order to capture the Great Darkness. So they do this whole crossover walkthrough of all the crises which have been taken place. And they don't retcon it, but then they explain it, why this happened, because there was the white light and there was a Great Darkness. So it's all a clash between the two. Every time they clash with each other, there is a crisis. And this is one of those nth crises. So I like this DC multiversal stuff. It's totally for me. It's not totally for everybody. I know that. But then it's a fantastic read if you've been, if you know your Crisis on Infinite Earth, if you know your Infinite Crisis, if you know your Ben hates this Final Crisis, if you know your look at that face, look at that face, and if you know your Dark Knight's Metal and all. So this is a fantastic issue.
And another Dark Knight Metal.
So yeah, like I said, it's pizza, pineapple on pizza. Some people like it, you don't. So I know
nothing wrong with pineapple on pizza. Okay, how is Hawaiian? If the Hawaiians like it, I got no beef with it.
Absolutely, aloha.
Yeah. But the thing is, I actually did read the first issue of Justice League Incarnate last week. I really liked it. I thought it was really good. I think I got to talk to you about it online, where they actually created like a version of Thanos just for Darkseid to kill. I thought that was hilarious.
That is awesome. Yeah, exactly. So they throw in those tropes, and if you know what the tropes are, it's like crossover. We were talking about crossover. If you know what the Easter eggs are, it just heightens your enjoyment of the book. And if you don't, then it might feel a little bit flat for you, and you won't understand, who is this guy and what's going on and all. But it's a fun, and they have a Chinese Flash, and so which is she's pretty dope. So yeah, overall I liked it. But again, read it if you have the continuity in your head. Else, it's going to be difficult for you.
Cool. All right.
And
I will be buying the trade paperback version when it comes out.
Yeah, this is going to be awesome. I think I'll collect the Infinite Frontier and this one, both, I think probably in trades, because I want to read it like as a story instead of like waiting on weeks, because you forget a lot of stuff. And this is something
I think I'll do the same thing, because I bought Infinite Frontier issue 0, right? The first issue. I thought it was really, really good.
Right.
And so once they collect that in in a trade paperback or hardcover, whatever, I'm gonna try to pick it up and just get the full story. But I heard the whole thing is good.
Absolutely.
All
And
right.
so let's come to the last DC book, Ben, quickly, because we have so many books today. So it may seem like I'm rushing through things, but then we have, that's the stack we need to cover from you. And we have not even got to you yet. So it's just me, doing my babbling. So yeah. So the last DC book is Arkham City, The Order of the World. This is kind of, I thought that I was not interested in this book at one point of time. But then I read issue 4. I had bought it and I didn't read it. I forgot to read it last week, so I didn't review it. But then I read it this week, and then I bought like issue 5. And turns out this is Dan Waters is a good writer. He knows how to construct things. So this is basically an aftermath of A-Day. So after A-Day, a couple of inmates have escaped Arkham. There is this guy called, so there's this Dr. Joe, her name is, I think, Dr. Joy. So she's basically one of those psychiatrists who's treating a lot of those patients. So I think so she's trying to, find them. And she has this guy called the 10-eyed man. I don't know if he's ever featured into any Batman books or not, but he has like fingers on his eyes. He has 10 fingers on his eyes, and he gets like these visions and all. And he's also like like the Golem. He's bendy, and he's very agile, and and so the 10-eyed man, the thing is that he goes to Dr. Joy. I mean, they're connected. She's able to find him, and then he basically what he does, he tells her that the entire city of Gotham is Arkham City. And if you superimpose the map of Arkham Asylum on top of the map of Gotham, then you exactly know who's where. What that means is, if in the Arkham Asylum map, the Riddler was kept in like a high security ward or something, then if you superimpose that and you get like a Midtown Heights or a Gotham Heights or something, that's exactly where he would be there after escaping from Arkham after A-Day. That's where you would find him. And that's where the whole thing starts. And there's do you know the Order of Saint Duma by any chance?
With Azrael, yeah, sure.
So Azrael shows up here, and he's been given this task by the Order of Saint Duma that all of these escapees are sinners and you need to kill them all. So the Doctor and the 10-eyed man are trying to find them and save them. Meanwhile, they have to face up with Azrael, who has this flaming sword, and he wants to like kill them all. And that's basically the whole story and the dynamics. And it's a real good issue. I think it's a short, so probably I don't think it's an ongoing, like after 6 issues it's done. So yeah, so Dan Waters is an extremely good writer, and the art is can vary for you, but yeah, so I like these characters. Dave Stewart is the colorist. His colors, as you can see, look at that. I mean, the colors and the covers and all, they're like fabulous. So so yeah, this gets a total thumbs up for me. Maybe get it in a collected edition or something. It's one of those psychosis, drug-inducing kind of issues, trippy issues. So, and it's nice.
Cool.
And that completes my DC run, Ben.
All right, but I bought a lot of Marvel books. So
yes,
the first book I'll talk about is Savage Spider-Man #1, written by Joe Kelly. Now I read there's supposed to be a continuation of the nonstop Spider-Man that came out last year. I didn't really care for that one, but I say Joe Kelly did a pretty good job on this one. It starts off apparently, end of nonstop Spider-Man. Spider-Man was injected with something called the A+ serum, which turned him into this form, and he's dropped off on an island. They call the Murder Island, along with Baron Zemo. And that island, Spider-Man, this mutated version of Spider-Man, has to fight off these mutates. And we turn out, and he wants to kill Zemo because the more animal instinct side of him has taken over. But on the island, there are these powerful mutates that's after them too. So they're forced to team up. And then you also find out there's this group of people called the Immaculanium or something like that. They're the one that behind the A1+ serum. They're the one that injected Peter Parker with it and turned into that spider monster creature. And they want to use this is part of the Murder Island is just a testing site. See how that serum works out. They want to spread out across the globe. It works out well. So that's it. First issue was very good. I think Joe Kelly, a lot of times he's a good writer, and he redeemed himself from nonstop Spider-Man with this one. Savage Spider-Man. I will be buying issue 2. Let's see where he goes. I think it's only a miniseries. And also, I love the cover. It's, of course, is a homage to, Tom McFarlane's Spider-Man #1.
For sure.
Yeah, I like it.
Awesome. So, so does he retain control of his senses when he's the monster, or does he hulk out completely?
Like yeah. No, he's basically he knows who he is, but things like he's become like more a feral version of himself. More like a lot more animalistic.
So he becomes doppelganger. I thought it was doppelganger or something on the cover when I first.
No, that's it. I mean, the issue starts with him hunting down this boar, and once he had the boar webbed up, he eats a boar like the way like Spider does. It has the 2 fangs, just dig into like the 4 fangs, dig into the boar and start like sucking the blood out.
Wow.
So like I said, it's actually quite graphic, and when this it's called Savage Spider-Man, and he does behave savage.
Right. So all the all the non-ASM Spider-Mans are kind of good, so to say. I mean, this one was good. I read the Ben Reilly one. I like the Ben Reilly issue.
I know that Connor still doesn't like it, but I'm from online reviews that the last 3-4 issues of ASM has been pretty quality.
The Zebels one? You mean the Zebels one? Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Again, I forgot to pick up 88. I was going to do a review for it, but I thought I had it in my hand. So this was like today. I mean, last night I was like going through it. I was like, oh wait, where I got to talk to him about Spider-Man. I was like, wait, where is it? Well, I got is Savage. I don't have Amazing.
And that's a key issue, right? Because it features the first appearance of this lady,
the Red Goblin Queen, something like that.
Yeah.
Hopefully it doesn't sell out. Hopefully when I go back to Midtown Comics next week, they'll still have a copy for me to pick up.
Absolutely, man. I hope you get it and you slap it, make millions. Okay, what's the next on the Marvel list?
What do you got? Yours are Marvel. Yours are Marvel books. What do you got?
I just have 2. I have Daredevil, the Woman Without Fear.
I did not pick that one up.
Yeah, so it was good. It was so as you know from the issue 1, I mean, and the end of the issue, Elektra, somebody's been hunting. Somebody wants to hunt Elektra, and that turns out to be Sergei Kravinov, or Kraven the Hunter, as you know him. So this is an all-out battle between the 2 of them, and so yeah, she's the greatest assassin in the Marvel universe, and and she's now also Daredevil, the She Daredevil, and yeah, I mean it was it's a good issue. I mean, the action is pretty decent, but there are also those emotional arcs, like where she reminisces about her relationship with Matt Murdock, and how she doesn't want to have any secrets with him, and how he has made her into a better person. I liked it. It's good. It's only issue 2, and Zdarsky is writing it, so I like Elektra, the character. So yeah, I'm digging it. It's good.
Cool. For me, my next book is Fantastic Four. The Reckoning War one-shot, written by Dan Slott, art by Carlos Pacheco. Anyways, I always like Pacheco's art. So this is actually
is that the Fantastic Four, the Reckoning book?
Mm-hmm. Reckoning War.
Okay.
Got it?
Yeah, got it. I have no idea what it's about though.
Well, you have this is actually a sequel to Original Sin. Remember Original Sin?
I do. The Watcher, the Nick Fury, yeah.
So basically, it started off with the Watcher. Uatu apparently is back from the dead. I think it happened doing Fantastic Four, which I really haven't read much of Dan Slott's Fantastic Four. I read the first 10 issues or so, and I stopped. I didn't think it was all that good. But this is a big story, so I picked up. And so Uatu's back, and Nick Fury is now his herald, and apparently there is this group called the Reckoning, this alien forces. They're selling Watcher technology to various warlike alien races, including the Badoon. And the Watcher's like, I need to find out who is behind this. This is Watcher technology. It should not be falling into regular people's hands. Someone's behind this. And so he probably called all the Watchers together to figure it out. And the Badoon blow up the moon.
What?
Okay. They blew up the fucking moon. I mean, the moon.
Doesn't that happen in the movie Moonfall?
It might be that might be a Marvel movie now. It might be part of the MCU.
Probably.
Yeah.
Okay. I was looking at the cover of this, Ben. I was looking at the cover and I see some characters from last week. So there's Jack of Night, who somehow Jack of Hearts, not Jack of Nights, Jack of Hearts.
Right, you got the She-Hulk, right?
Yeah.
Right. So that's Nick Fury right here. He's now called the Scene. Okay, he's a hero for the Watcher. So basically, and the Fantastic Four was trying to figure out what's going on, and then of course the combination of the Avengers and X-Men are try to protect the Earth and stuff like that. But basically it goes into more detail or origin of the Watchers. So remember, the Watchers weren't always Watchers. They try to bring technology and salvation to the planet, to different planet that's underdeveloped. One of the planets became was warlike and used technology to try to conquer other planets. And then that part of the galaxy blew up because of a huge not a nuclear war, but say nuclear war, and with a lot of fallouts. And so Watchers use their powers to create a blockade, because they're just like, okay, we don't want that the fallout, the radiation falls to the rest of the the universe. It's turned out that race, the Reckoning, were not all killed during the war, and they found a way to break the barrier and try to destroy the universe again. So that's the story. It's the first issue. Basically give you the origin of these people, the Reckoning, and what the Fantastic Four is about to do. The follow-up in the Fantastic Four issues, I don't think I'll be buying that, but I do like the story, and I will be buying the once it collected in trade paperback format, I will pick it up. But so far, this first issue is very interesting. It gives details on both Nick Fury, and it's really weird seeing Nick Fury again. I'll be honest with you.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And apparently, I need to read some Fantastic Four from that Dan Slott wrote to get the backstory. Remember,
let me ask you one question. What was the last Fantastic Four run you read?
It was Dan Slott, but I only read up to issue 10 or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been ages. I think the last Fantastic Four book I read was probably Jonathan Hickman. That was.
Oh yeah. Okay. I never read much the Hickman run. I read all his Future Foundation, but I didn't really read much of his.
I did read the original because I am excited about this whole multiverse concept, So what they do in Rick and Morty, they're bunch of, he goes to this council of Ricks, So there's this council of Reeds basically, and they're from all these multiverses, and if you're the smartest man on the planet, you would discover alternate versions of yourself, and you would try to make something, because that's who your best friend is, to be honest, because your cerebellum, your brain is so developed that you can't hang out with normal people. So I really like that, and that the Hickman Fantastic Four is pretty good. At least volume 1 is what I've read, and that was pretty decent. So yeah.
Well, like I said, I'm almost a fan of big cosmic warfare, and I think this is going to lead into one, and I'm excited to see where it goes. Anyway, that's that. All right, Lohit, what else? What's your final Marvel book?
That's Alien. Number 9.
Alien number 9. I also bought Alien number 9. This is the cover B, the Raza cover. I really like this one. It looks like the waterfall. Looks like the xenomorph, the stall. And you actually have the xenomorphs climbing alongside the wall.
That's a gorgeous cover.
Yeah.
The tail and everything, and the face. Wow, that's a nice cover.
Yeah. Cool. Man, 3 months. Last issue came out 3 months ago. What is taking him so long?
I have no clue. What is Philip Kennedy Johnson doing? He's doing action comics for sure, but then
slacking on the art too.
Absolutely,
the art is amazing. Don't you think so?
Salvador Larroca. That's all. I've always admired Larroca's artwork, and this is also gorgeous. Absolutely, and I loved it.
Brutal too.
But it's not too difficult to get back into this story. Because
But this is part 3 of 6.
Right.
But again, 3 months ago, it's still a long time ago.
Yeah. So, but still, I mean, it's a simple story. Like, there is this planet, that these people, bunch of people who've been sent to terraform it. They succeed, but but their success means that they're independent of the company which owns them, which is Weyland-Yutani. And Weyland-Yutani is not happy because they want to be them to be dependent on Weyland-Yutani. So they sent a bunch of xenomorphs. The xenomorphs attack them, and it's chaos all over. And it's about survival, that's what you get from an alien book. And there's this leader of this tribe, and it's more about her story also a little bit, like she convinces a couple of people, like, let's go. And a bunch of these people are religious. So they're like, no, we're going to just form a circle in a church, and we're just going to pray, and, everything will be fine. And,
I think God's going to save them, but
God's going to save them and all.
That did not go well for those people.
But you are xenomorphs, so it's about survival. I want to see where it goes from here, because this was a good issue and it brought me back. I mean, I never felt like, I was like lost or clueless at any point of time. Although the previous issue came, like, as you said, 3 months ago. So it's a good issue. I liked it. I'm going to continue. This is one of those solid, strong reads, like Swamp Thing and Alien. It's you can buy each and every issue and it will not let you down. That's the thing. So you'll not feel bad. You'll not never feel like, it's you'll feel this. You may feel this, but you'll never feel this. So that's that's my take on Alien.
I'm currently really enjoying the Marvel's Alien run.
Yeah, me too.
I think have done a good job.
Absolutely.
And I've been enjoying every issue I've read so far.
Absolutely.
All right. My next book is The Thing, number 4. Is it number 4? I think so. Number 4. As we continue, one of your favorite.
Buy this cover. You should have bought this Jack Kirby. I thought we decided that
I was going to do that. So here's the thing, right? Maybe it's my FOMO mindset. When I got to Midtown Comics, there's only like 4 copies of this cover left, and there's like a stack of cover A. I was like, oh man, I want to get the freaking rare one. I'm buying this.
That's how they get you. That's how they get you to buy it, So yeah.
But I do like this cover. This cover is cool. You got Alicia Masters, making a statue of Ben Grimm. I think it's cool. Don't get me wrong. I love that cover A. And I was gonna buy that cover A until I got to the comic store, and I was like, oh. Well, there's a stack of cover A, and it's like 4 copies cover B. So,
and this after like bunch of cupcakes told you, that go for this.
I had a poll too, and the cover A won the poll.
Absolutely, and still, I mean, So what does this tell you? People are unpredictable. You cannot predict people. So yeah. Anyway, but I like this trippy cover. So he's falling down, and something's happening. But what's the story like? I mean, enough talk about the cover.
Well, as last issue, Ben Grimm has defeated and captured Champion, and to help him out, he calls one of your favorite heroes, Silver Surfer, shows up, and Silver Surfer takes. It's funny. It's like Ben Grimm, of course, has a new girlfriend in this one. She sees him, it's like, wow, he's the most beautiful thing that she's ever seen. And Ben's like getting a little bit jealous. So Ben takes not Ben. Norrad, the Silver Surfer, takes Champion away somewhere, and just to be safe, the Champion has this belt, right, which helps him teleport. So things like, I'm going to keep that just in case it comes back. So he keeps the belt. And the belt actually teleports Ben and his friend and his girlfriend to the moon. Back to the moon again. It hasn't destroyed yet. I guess takes place before Reckoning War.
Moonfall, baby. It's happening. It's real.
And on the moon,
the moon said, like, I'm tired of rotating around this bad boy called Earth, and I'm going to quit. I'm going to fall. That's Moonfall for you.
Yeah, Moonfall. There you go. There's the connection. There's no Watcher on the moon, but there are these killer robots, and Ben fights them. And apparently, like right now, he could get cut. So there are times like blood. He gets cut by these robots, and blood will come out, and he gets super weak. And he's managed to get him and his friends managed to get away.
I've never seen him bleed out of his the.
Oh yeah, the blood come out of like the cracks on the rock side, right? It's pretty interesting. Right. Apparently, something is making him weak, and then one of his friends found this sugar cube type of thing, and he eats it and he heals himself like Wolverine. It's a very weird book, and then they meet, and then after they fought off and then fought off the robots, they discover an old enemy, Terrax. Remember Terrax?
Terrax, I know. Yeah.
Terrax is there, and
he was the Herald of Galactus too.
At one point. He's the former Herald Galactus.
Yeah.
And they don't really say what Terrax is doing there. Apparently, Terrax also has these two lieutenants with them, and they get in a fight. So to be continued next issue. Well, I don't know what's going on.
Okay.
But it's good. Yeah.
Ben Deng and Ben Grimm.
You might need to buy. Well, you do need to. I think if you're ever interested by this book, I do like the book. You might need to buy the collection. It's not, since it's a mini series. I think it's a 5-issue mini series or 6-issue. You do need to get the whole thing just to get the full storyline.
That's true.
All right.
Two things you can't get enough of: Ben Deng, Ben Grimm, and the third one is Moonfall. In cinemas near you.
It's smashing. It's clobbering time, my friend. All right. My next book it'll be quick. It's Star Wars Crimson Reign. I don't read this book, but I'm a big fan of Raza now. And I thought this Knights of Ren cover is really cool, so I bought it. And also, I was suggested to me by Jim Comics on the Instagram. It says, buy this, it'll be worth money in the future. So I'm like, oh, I want to have some extra money to spend in the future when I sell this. So I bought this.
You have no clue of anything about it, right?
Well, Crimson Ring is a follow-up to the War of the Bounty Hunters. Remember that long Star Wars crossover where Han Solo's carbonite was lost?
Yeah.
And it's Boba Fett tried to get it back and bring it to Jabba. Anyways, and the Crimson Ring is supposed to be like this criminal war. Actually, you remember Crimson Ring, right? Have you seen Solo?
I have.
Yeah, the criminal empire that what's the name was running. Emilia Clarke was part of. That was the Crimson Ring.
Oh, okay, that may make sense.
Yeah, it's about that. It's about the that criminal organization. So it's pretty. Hey, pretty. I like pretty covers.
I have read everything Star Wars Darth Vader by Greg Pak, and this character who's there basically with the stick, this guy.
This is the Knights of Ren. Remember Kylo Ren's armored bodyguards? Yeah, those two of those.
Okay, so I'm talking about the cover on the screen, Ben.
Yeah.
So this is Ochi of Bestoon. He is a assassin for Palpatine, and he's sent to assassinate Vader when the Emperor is testing him. So I know this guy. These guys are those Emperor royal guards of the Empire. Guard for the Emperor. But I don't know anything. So I was caught off guard. I saw issue 2. I never knew when issue 1 came out. I'm not reading the War of the Bounty Hunters, but I did read everything Darth Vader by Greg Pak, and that was awesome. So I have some connection to this book, and I do want to read it at some point of time, but probably as a collected edition, not in singles.
Sure. All right. So my final Marvel book, since I didn't buy Amazing Spider-Man, is Excellent #1. Okay. Now, have you read the Ecstatics series from back in late 90s and early 2000s?
No, I have no idea on it.
Okay, so let me tell you a little bit of history. Back in the 90s, when Marvel was late 90s, Marvel was trying to revamp everything, right? So they didn't relaunch, but they took out all the X-Force characters, and they brought in a new team they call X-Force, and it's written by Peter Milligan, who's known for writing books of magic. That's I think his biggest claim to fame. And they brought him the creator of Madman, Mike Elred, who do the art for that book. That issue created a cult following, and I think it lasted about 20 issues, right?
Yeah.
And then Marvel's like, oh no, we want to just do make X-Force again. So but people do like these characters. So what they do is they'll say, okay, we'll relaunch it and call it Ecstatics. So what happened is that these characters, right? these characters, the members of X-Force, they were mutant that does superheroic stuff in front of the big screen in order to become like celebrities, superhero celebrities. But they use the X-Force name. So in issue 1 of Ecstatics, they get sued by the Xavier Institute for copyright infringement, and they lose it. So they had to change the name of the team.
Okay, and that's how Ecstatics is born.
Right.
Okay.
And that book lasted a pretty long time. I think maybe 3-4 years. I think I have most of the issues, maybe even all of the issues. But the basic, the premise is still the same. And it's very much like Suicide Squad. Is that a lot of members gets killed, and they have to replace them with new members.
Okay.
But the mission statement is still the same. Do superheroic stuff in front of the camera and become celebrities and use that celebrity status to merchandise and to get TV ratings and blah blah blah. So so I was like, okay, that's cool. But this issue is that the original leader, this guy, I forgot his name already. So he's back from the dead and has his own team, but their new mission statement is to embarrass celebrities in front of the camera. And so one of them shows up in like a movie premiere and made the actor look bad and stuff like that.
Kind of like the show Punked or something.
I mean, here's the thing. I really like the original series, and this is the same creative team. Peter Milligan and Mike Elred's back for this too.
Right.
But it's like missing something.
Right.
The original 2 series had like this dark humor to it. They tried it for this one, but it just doesn't hit. It doesn't hit that. It doesn't seem to hit it well.
Are you gonna get an issue 2 or no?
I don't think so.
Okay.
As much, that's the crazy part is I really love Ecstatics and X-Force too, but there's something just missing in this book.
Okay. I get it.
Yeah. I don't know what, I can't even explain it, but just like I was reading last night, I was like expecting really loving it because when Marvel first solicited this book, I was like, oh great, Milligan and Alred's back. Oh, I can't wait to read this. But maybe it'll get better, in issue 2 or 3. It's just the first issue. Sometimes, first issue doesn't always hit it out of the park, right?
So excellent, not so excellent. You heard it here first.
Yeah, excellent number 1.
Not excellent. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, we're done with Marvel. Let's go to Image. Now, you want to start, buddy?
I have only one Image book.
Okay.
That's a very strong Image book. It's
yes.
got the creative giants of Jeff Johns, Gary Frank, who's like one of my favorite artists, Brian Hitch, Peter J. Tomasi, and you name it. It's Geiger 80-page giant special. And this is my pick of the week. This book blew me away. I was not going to get it because of the price. It's $8, and for 80 pages.
Yeah, that's the reason why I didn't pick it. I was like, man, I already bought this all that book this week. I don't think I could afford another $8 book.
But I loved it because it's world building. It's taking whatever you read in the 6 issues of Geiger. It's taking that world, pushing it one step more. And I was trying to compare this with Undiscovered Country a little bit because Scott Snyder did Undiscovered Country, and what he tries to do is he wants to create this United States, which is divided into these parts and all. And these explorers, they go to all these parts and all. And he tried to do everything by himself. And creating universes, likable universes, is not an easy task. But if somebody who can do it, that is definitely Jeff Johns.
Right.
And the smart thing is he doesn't write everything. He picks up a part of the story and he does it himself. The rest of the stuff, whatever he's created, he asks other artists and other writers to pick it up. So this has got around probably 8 stories or something. And the first story introduces you to this world of Geiger. So the world of Geiger is there's a nuclear holocaust and it's everything is radiated and all. So, but Las Vegas thrives. And there are all these casinos, independent casinos in Las Vegas. And they all are like independent kingdoms. So there is one kingdom which is like, it's all by all these Karloff, called the Karloff Casino, which is all these monstrous kind of things. And if you go there, you have to bet your hand or a limb or something, something of significant value. And there are different kinds of casinos with different protagonists, with different kind of leads. And this explores the world of Geiger, and it takes a very emotional and dark turn also. So the thing is, in Undiscovered Country, why I didn't like it, the universe building, because I never related to any of the characters. Here, people do die. Here, brutal deaths are there. Okay, the guy you're cheering for maybe doesn't survive, maybe doesn't make it to the end of the book, but you still cheer for him. You care for him, and the characters are very believable. They have human needs. There's a guy who's basically trying to he goes to this casino, and he puts all of his organs on the table while playing a game of poker because his daughter needs a liver transplant. So it's that kind of gory and deep storytelling. And that's Jeff Johns, and Gary Frank is my all-time favorite artist. I really like his art in everything he's done. It's bloody, it's and Jeff Johns and Gary Frank have done a lot of stuff together. Batman Year One, so on and so forth, Doomsday Clock. And this gives me those vibes, this gives me those feelings. I care about the world of Geiger, which I thought I wouldn't before buying this book. I thought I wouldn't. I thought it was an okay premise of this nuclear guy, who's there in this irradiated world and all. But I enjoyed it. And he doesn't play a big part in it. He shows up for a bit, but this is more about these other characters, these owners of these casinos, so what, again, this is kind of the Spawn universe kind of a thing, but they're going to get more issues of the characters who they've introduced here. So there's a guy called, I think his name is Simon Payne or something, and he is basically one of those, he's called Redcoat, and he's one of those immortal soldiers from the Civil War era. So so they're going to launch a Redcoat series. They're going to do a Junkyard Joe series. So they're going to launch a couple of new books. And while I'm skeptical about how good those are going to be, this particular 80-page giant page special kind of sets the footing for it. It kind of puts in the base for it. And then Jeff Johns has to build it on the top, and Gary Frank and others. And Brian Hitch is also involved. And Brian Hitch is an excellent artist too. So he's also in this. So overall, I was caught off guard by this book. I did not know anything about it. I didn't even want to read it. I bought it like this was like the end of my pile, my digital reading pile. So and I absolutely adored it.
Cool.
All
right. My next book is a book that you stopped by. It's Noctera #7. It's also been a long time. Well, technically, yes, it's been a long time since the last issue came out. There was a Blacktop Bill one shot that came out last month. So this is a continuation. Our main characters, her brother, has this is a couple years down the line, I think. They gathered a crew. Where they go, to travel go through, these outposts and stuff like that. The main thing come out of here is that they discover that the shades are mating and become like weird creatures. Like a rabbit and a dog may become like a weird dog hybrid shade version, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there are these mega ones, like like a whale, like a whale shape. And so they show up at this huge outpost where everything is brightly lit. It seems like the safest place in the world, right? Because the bright light, the what do you call it? The shades, doesn't like the bright light and stuff like that. But when they got in there, that nobody's there anymore. They found one survivor's like they attacked us, and then once they got in here, they just took everybody instead of killing them or stuff like. They just took everybody and we don't know where they go. And then then there are these assassins going after Blacktop Bill, which he easily killed, of course, because he is who he is. He's like the Noctera version of Negan, right?
That's true. He reminds me of the Batman who laughs a little bit, of Noctera.
Yeah. What the heck?
So yeah.
Someone's joining?
Is it? Who is it?
Someone's joining.
I
don't
gave
know.
the link to all the
I-
cupcakes today, so I don't
Okay.
know. Yeah,
Oh, it's gone. Oh
is
well.
good. Okay.
I still enjoy this book. I know your reservation for a continue, but I still enjoy it a lot.
So the
And I'm gonna.
reservation comes from it comes from a good place, because Scott Snyder, if you see him, he's doing all these Instagram videos now every Wednesday about
Yeah.
the art of writing and how you should
Yeah.
write, and the exposition on Noctera is horrible. It's like the big
You're
PM
not the
happened.
only one. Here's the thing. You're not the only one that says that. A lot, actually, a bunch of people that does comic review online has said the same thing. But I guess the thing is, like, I'm usually not a fan of Scott Steiner.
Yeah,
Snyder, that's a wrestler. Scott Snyder. I
yeah,
liked his early Batman stuff, and Black Mirror. I think is incredible. And
right.
since I think after Death of Family, this might be his best stuff out right now, because after that, I really did not like any of his Batman stuff. I hated all the Dark Knight Metal, Death
Uh-huh.
Metal. But especially you put in Tony S. Daniels' art, which I really think is
I
really
like
good.
Scott Snyder generally. I like Witches. I liked the Batman run. I liked the stuff he's done independently with Sean Murphy, The Wake and all. I like
I have
American
read it.
Vampire. I like American Vampire. I even liked Undiscovered Country. But the thing is that he needs to focus. He needs to push the plot through. And what he
Yeah,
does is he's trying to like stretch stuff which feels like I know what you're trying to do. You're going to get me to buy the next issue, and
right,
so that's what I don't like. You don't need to explain in every issue that the big PM happened. And in the
right,
Noctera, for example, in all
yeah,
the Noctera issues, it's been explained. And the exposition, we don't need it. I mean, you give us a little bit of it so that we understand where the character comes from, but just don't,
right.
like, it's in your face. Like, this happened now, and then this happened, and then this happened to them, and then this
No,
happened.
that's I think that's one of the issue with the the current version of Scott Steiner. He overdoes it. He didn't do this before. We might be reading,
Yeah.
like, if you read
Yeah.
Quarter Owls, he didn't do
Right.
that.
Right.
Reading like, again, Black Mirror, he doesn't do that. Because
Right.
I think as he progresses as a writer, I think he thinks his readership are dumb. So he's like, I have to do over
So
exaggerate
that
it.
pretentiousness is what I don't like. So I like death metal, what he did with death metal and all, with Perpetua
Yeah.
and everything. I mean, he knows how to write good comics. But when he does
Yes.
all of this, that I am a writer and I have to write words, and
Right.
just for this, just because,
It's
that's when it
well,
hurts.
well, look. Here's the thing. Um, I I finally read Black Mirror this past summer, right? And I
Mhm.
was like, wow, this is really, 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 really good.
That's
Because
true.
before that, actually bought Last Night on Earth, right? The 3 issue he did with Capullo about Batman the Future stuff. I thought issue 1 started off really strong, and then by issue 2 it's just like
It's just
the
bad.
tank came off the tracks. I was like,
Right.
what am I reading this? What am I
Right.
reading? This is awful.
Right.
Same thing
Right.
with what do you call it? I'm reading these later Batman stuff, right?
Right.
And I was like,
So
it
I
doesn't seem
always
like
feel that he's got these good ideas, and the
mm,
execution, however, he doesn't know what to do with them in the long
it's
run.
I think it's peak and valley, because like when he hit that peak, it's the peak,
It is
but
a
when
peak.
it hits that valley, it's like
That's the truth.
steep that decline.
Absolutely, that's the hard
Yeah.
truth with Scott Snyder.
Well,
I still like
I think
him,
I'm still
but
yeah.
I'm not going to follow Noctera now. So
I will still read Nectara. Let's see where it goes. I think I'll give to issue 12. See what is the next
hey, at least
storyline.
you have the Tony Daniel artwork, so he's good.
Yeah. And then my next book is a crossover by our boy Donny Cates. Unfortunately, I did not read this book. Sorry. I'm on issue 9 right now. This is issue 11, and
Right.
I know I'm behind.
I
The
like the
problem,
cover though. I don't know. I mean, it's like Star Wars-esque. I mean, lightsabers clanging or something.
the reason I bought this is that Donny Cates went on his social media talking about something major is going to happen in this book, and of course I can't help myself, and I flipped through the last page. It is something major, so I can't wait until reading issue 10 and finally get to issue 11 and see how he leads to it. It is if you read crossover, and if you need to get this book, because again, since it's so major, I'm sure a lot of stores sold out already. Image no longer do second prints, so this is going to be a tough to buy. I mean, not to buy, tough to get if you don't get it right now.
I'll give you one thing that
Yeah.
the Donny Cates run on Hulk has not been exciting for me. Donny Cates run on crossover. Well, it's not the best thing in the world for me, at least. But the artwork, the Ryan Otleys, the Jeff Shaws of the world, they get you, you know. They are good.
Yeah.
They're excellent. And sometimes what happens is, you know, like Scott Snyder, he teamed up with Greg Capullo. Capullo is a fantastic artist. You know, he complements his writing quite well. You know, sometimes it's those artists, you know, who just get you. You know, even if the writing is not that great, but you know, you can still get in with the art. So I'll give you that. And I'm interested in Jessica's artwork. So, you know,
I mean, having a good artist always helps. But again, sometimes when the story just is not there, even the best art can't really save it.
Can save you.
You know, like I said, with this, I felt that way about Dark Knight Metal. I felt that way about, you know, Last Night.
The reverse is true, you know, like if you don't have a great artist, but you have a fantastic story guy, you can still get through it. You can still, So yeah, that's true.
All right, now we're down to the smaller indies. Lohit, what do you got? How many do you got?
I got 3. So let's start with the greatest, you know, the underdog of them all, Chicken Devil. That's Chicken Devil.
Chicken Devil!
So
I have to say again, this book has not failed me. This is the final issue. Actually, I mean, yes, it left like an open.
Is it the final issue?
It is the final issue.
For now.
They actually left it open ended. They probably could read a second series they want to.
Yeah.
I love the redness of this cover. The cover is great.
Absolutely, man.
And of course, last issue ended with a major plot twist. Should we talk about it?
No, I don't think we should spoil it because I want people to enjoy it and read it.
Well, they already talked about it. Well, I think we should. I mean, because last issue came out, what, a month and a half ago?
Yeah.
So people... All right, let's just talk about it.
Okay.
His name is what? Mitchell, right? That's our main character?
That's the guy's name.
His family is still alive. Can you believe that stuff? Everything he did was actually not for nothing, but
this is the Breaking Bad of comics. That's how I call it. You know,
great crime drama. There's a mixed with a little bit of humor.
Yep, absolutely. And I mean, originally when I think Ben kind of, you know, Ben introduced us to Chicken Devil, all of the cupcakes basically. We were like, oh my god, this sounds like totally berserk and bonkers and all. You know, we'll just buy it for fun.
It's a name like Chicken Devil. That sounds wacky as
absolutely. And
but let's give it a shot. And we loved it.
And we've been loving it ever since.
Absolutely.
So each and every issue has been like a journey. And, you know, we always get excited when we see Chicken Devil. I'm sad that I don't get to see it more now, but hopefully a lot of people will pick up this book after the reviews and after the positive word of mouth. And then hopefully we get a 10-issue series or something of Chicken Devil. Because they leave it open-ended. It can continue if it wants to. And Brian Buccellato, I know Brian Buccellato because he's the guy who took over Injustice after Tom Taylor left. And so
sadly, that was not as good as Tom Taylor.
Exactly. That's what I know.
Honestly, here's the thing. Like, I thought the Injustice year 3 and through 5, I thought they were okay. I don't think they were that bad.
They were not bad
compared to a standard that Tom Taylor set for year 1, 2, and part of year 3 is kind of hard. That's a high standard.
So I don't blame Brian Buccellato. I enjoyed his runs too on the Injustice stuff, but this one is like, you know, he's like his own playground. He gets to do everything he wants and he goes bonkers with it, you know, and it's fun. And the character of Mitchell is you, is me, is everybody. He is relatable, you know. It's what happens to like a regular guy, you know, whose family just basically straight up dies, gets murdered, and then he has this whole vengeance in his head, and he doesn't. But I mean, he's just a simple guy. He doesn't know how to take on a mob and all, and he still does it. So it's a fantastic book, and they can go a lot of places with this because his mother is still there. You know, he's his mother in the prison and all, so they can do something with that. They can definitely do what's happening at the end. I'm not going to spoil that. So there's a lot of ways this could
great
go.
Ending,
but
great ending.
Yeah, even if you don't get more of it, then this was a perfect ending.
Yeah. Aftershock, you guys did a bang up job with this title. We love it.
Absolutely.
Ready? 2 thumbs up.
2 thumbs up, man. 2 thumbs up.
All right. Okay. So my book is Primos by AWA.
Yeah.
This is my pick of the week.
Really? Is that good?
Yeah,
Wow.
I love this book. So basic premise is that there are these two well, actually, it's a Mayan king named Janab and his brother Clan. They, as the Mayan equinox is approaching, they're sent on a spaceship to go meet their gods, which are these aliens, and the aliens educate them in technology and stuff like that. So after the aliens told them that there's this great evil that's coming, and all the races has to unite to fight off this great evil. So you gotta go back to Earth, unite the people of Earth. Unfortunately, when they got back to Earth, you know what happened to the Mayan Empire in the hands of the Spanish conquistadors? Yep.
Eliminated.
Yeah. Right.
Gone from the face of the planet.
Right. So the king still wants to, the king Janab still wants to fulfill the mission by his space gods and unite people on Earth. But his brother Can, he is furious that his entire culture is being wiped out. So he wants to destroy the planet. And he has these these muscle, they call it, one of the characters called these WWF mother looking characters to destroy their. So Can has these descendants, right? There are three cousins named Javier, Gina, and Rick. Rick seems like the main character here. He's like the smart one, right? While Gina and Javier are police officers, they're trained to do hand-to-hand combat pretty well. But this guy, he just knows magic. He calls himself the Gandalf of this trio. I think this story is really, really interesting. It's a 4-issue mini series. I'm curious where they go. So actually, one thing they do things that there's a sibling rivalry between the king and his brother, right? And in the present, Rick also has a brother named Lorenzo. Now they get together. I mean, they're together. The relationship is pretty good with each other. But so was Janab and Can. So they kind of hint at the end of the issue that Lorenzo gets kidnapped. So they're gonna repeat the thing, like maybe they have this sort of brother versus brother in the end for the fate of the world. We'll see. But so far, I really like this book. And the first issue they bring a lot of interest, and we'll see where it goes. Primos. Also, AWA, I think we talked about it in our post show last week, is that AWA is really trying to hit the Latino market with this one. They actually released the Spanish version of this book. I didn't see it when I was in Midtown, but let's see where it goes. Thumbs up for me.
Absolutely, I like it. It gives me Eternals vibes. Little bit like people go into this Mayan pyramid and then they go to meet space gods who give them powers, and then now they have to rehabilitate the earth or something. So
right. Well, one of them trying
for it. I like it. I'm down for it. So
actually, one of the conversation that Ken and Jen was talking about is that he's like, well, we like to unite everybody, but other tribes in our area might not feel the same way, which hinting that how divided our world is between country to country right now. Even for the greater good, if we unite, we probably build a better world, but not everybody willing to do that. All right, so that's it. That's all right. What do you got?
Pick of the week for Ben.
Yes, pick of the week for me.
Are you done with your independence? Do you have more?
I'm done. So you now, buddy.
Okay, so I have, as usual, because it's a religion, that you need to buy Dynamite because they're the best publisher in the world, So yeah, so why not? The last two books are all Dynamite. Go. And there is Lucio Parilio, so he'll come. But first we have Red Sonja, the Valentine Special 2022. And it's got this gorgeous cover by this artist.
Wait. I got a surprise for you, okay? Look, I bought it! Ah!
Whoa! Oh my God, that is so fantastic. Have you read it?
For you, yeah, of course I read it.
Oh, awesome.
And like Loki's been saying for this week, you could pick up this book and read it without missing a beat. And look how beautiful the cover is. This is my cover pick of the week.
Totally. And it's done by this artist called Sozomika. I've never really seen her art that much, but she kind of killed it with this cover. Like, she
it's
nailed
gorgeous.
the texture, she nailed the art, and she nailed the Red Sonja look. And the other covers
Absolutely.
I didn't like that much. Maybe this one is a little bit good, but I really dug this cover. This is the best cover.
Like I said, I was like, one of these. I was thinking to myself, like, one of these, I'm gonna buy one of these Dynamite books just to surprise you. And you know what? This is the week, buddy. This is the week.
I am so happy that at least one person in the universe, and that happens to be you, picked up a Red Sonja issue. Thanks to me.
Hey, man, like I said, you have a heavy influence on me more than you think.
Oh, that makes me so happy, and I really, something about the issue. It's about this, about these two lovers, and one of them, they get separated, and the guy gets taken away.
Cupids.
Yep, and then the guy is taken away by Cupids, and there's this King Cupid, but they're evil Cupids. So there's this King Evil Cupid who like eats on hearts. He likes to feast on people's hearts. So they're just collecting the people for food. And the girl, basically, she's a warrior, and she's not Red Sonja, and she teams up with Red Sonja in order to take down this Cupid King, in his lair.
She wants to get her man back. She's like, that's my man. I'm a man back.
Absolutely. And she goes like berserk. She's like an equally talented fighter like Red Sonja. And
Sonja was impressed. I think she would have been down for a threesome if they ask.
Absolutely. So make all the sexual innuendo jokes, but this is a good read, and it's fun. It's fun, as I said. It doesn't weigh you down. You're probably done with it like in 15 minutes maximum, and you enjoyed it. You enjoyed it all.
I did enjoy it. I thought it was a fun action-filled, one shot. There's nothing. I mean, he actually shows how how great of a fighter that Red Sonja is.
Absolutely,
it's a good read.
Absolutely.
People have been listening to Lohit for all these weeks. He's not wrong.
I love it when a plan comes together. Okay, my last book of the week is then again a Sonja book. That's Sonja issue 2, and we have Lucio Perillo on the covers.
Look at that cover. Look at that freaking cover. Woo!
Whoa. I'm going to buy the Sonja issue 4 in physical.
Yeah.
I'm going to show it on this show, for sure, because I've seen the cover on his Instagram. Go follow him. I mean, he puts all these future covers ahead of time. So you get like a glimpse of it. And if you think this art is dope, then his Sonja 4 is going to blow you away completely. As far as the story is concerned, again, this is a continuation of the Sonja-versal titles. So there are like 10 books in Sonja-versal which explore like these parallel Sonjas. Parallel Sonjas, like there's a Red Sonja, Blue Sonja, Green Sonja, and there is a Sonja. So the idea is now that a lot of souls have escaped hell, and Sonja is the guardian of the hell world of the Sonja realm. And they need to get these souls back to hell, otherwise hell will start consuming like parallel realities and universes. So they're trying to keep hell alive. And so in this issue, all these 4 or 5 Sonjas are tasked basically to bring back a pirate ghost ship. So there is this, apparently there's this universe which is completely filled with water, and there is this pirate ghost ship which escaped from hell, and it's causing all sorts of chaos in this planet. And then they have to bring back the captain of the ship and the whole pirate ship back to hell. So that's the whole plot of it. It's pretty interesting. I have not regretted even a single issue of this whole Sonja-versal run which has been done. Christopher Hastings is written all of those books. Perillo has supplied most of the covers. Awesome. That's all I can say. Just awesome. All these characters are like really beautiful to me. And yeah, it's great to see some Sonja love, man. Yeah.
You got it, buddy. You got it.
Absolutely.
And then same question we have for everybody this week. What have you read? Did you read Sonja, the Valentine special like I have? If you haven't, why not? Exactly.
You have to read it. You have to.
Yes. So, yeah. You make Lohit happy, and please buy a Dynamite book.
Make yourself happy. That's more important than making me happy. Make yourself
I'm happy. I read it. I enjoy this.
Absolutely.
How can you say no to this cover? Come on, dude.
Oh, mwah, mwah. So yeah. Ben, you
So
said you
anyway,
had a surprise for us. What is the
that
surprise?
is a surprise. That is a surprise. Come
Oh,
on.
that was a
I'm not
surprise.
that level.
Oh, okay. That's a good surprise. That's a pleasant surprise. I thought we were singing some other band songs today.
I'm not singing until I get put behind a paywall and you mother pay me to sing. That's it. You got a free sample last week, all right? That's
Absolutely.
enough.
Absolutely.
If Lohit wants to sing immigrant song by Led Zeppelin, you got to pay him too.
That's true. It's all about Patreon. It's all about like, share, subscribe, follow us on Instagram, do the YouTube things. We've got Cupcake Facebook group.
Yeah. Connor puts it on Spotify. Listen to us on Spotify. If you don't want to watch us. I mean,
yeah, we're on Spotify.
I don't get how you don't want to watch us. Look at these covers, these freaking awesome covers that we showed you. All right.
Absolutely.
Hey, you know what? Watch us and then listen to us. Double dip.
I do both. Yeah. So yeah, it's awesome. So join the Cupcakes community. We've got everything. We've got even manga, which Ben doesn't like. We even have experts on those. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, I wish Tanner and Alfonso do a manga video for for our fans who likes that stuff.
I guess they're too lazy, man. That's the thing.
I mean, they're really big fans, and it's really too bad they can't find a time to shoot a video. And I hope they could, they could do it. And I think they'll put out some really high quality content. We'll always have Dan and Connor do their version of the show. And I'm a little disappointed. Connor hasn't done his SpiderMan rant in a long time.
It's coming.
I hope so.
But it's coming.
I hope so.
I hope one day it's there. So yeah.
So that's why you gotta watch their show too. Okay, you might catch Connor go crazy, and that's something you cannot miss.
Drunken Scott is the ultimate best. So
anyhow, next week we might not have a show because you might be in Canada. Is that what it is?
Or maybe we will.
Well, hopefully.
I just have to figure out. Like, I just have to see what I'm doing at that point of time, because Thursday is still far away. So for me, let's
right.
All right.
No. So maybe we'll have a show next week. Maybe not. We'll see. But once again, our internet friends, thank you for watching and give us your time. And that's it. Have a good weekend. Lohit, my friend. Take care now.
Absolutely. Wakanda forever.
Peace. Sweet.